The news making headlines at this hour, gender-based violence expert warns of illegal gaps allowing rapists to evade justice. Residents in Soweto marched for justice. Gauteng taxi violence claims lives of 30. For your Pan-African Express News, good day, I am Madam Famani. Chairperson of the Rapid Response Team on Gender-Based Violence, Dr. Nadia Bernon, says gaps in current legislations are allowing perpetrators of sexual crimes to evade accountability. Her comments came amid growing concerns over the increasing number of sexual assault cases involving minors, including a recent incident where a 7-year-old girl was allegedly raped on school grounds in the Eastern Cape. The case has led to national protest and renewed calls for improved child protection, especially in schools. Bernon says court processes often fail to protect victims and survivors of sexual violence. She also highlighted that once the case goes to NPA, to their courts, all their mobilization, all the community's support, standing with the families of the victims, it all goes into the wind because there's always a failure to support victims and survivors at the courts. There's either no trace of DNA or the evidence is not enough to make an arrest, and the perpetrators of sexual violence can see the gaps, watch the gaps, and know that the rape cases are an exhausting process, so that's why they take advantage of the system and continue. Scores of Soweto residents marched to the Orlando police station to deliver a memorandum demanding justice for a 7-year-old Elena who was allegedly raped at a school in Matatiele, Eastern Cape last year. The march began at a mall near the Bara taxi rank, with women making up the majority of the protesters. Some of them have demands. They say they organized this march because the government has failed to take proper action in identifying the perpetrator in the CWECWE case. Another demonstrator mentioned that they have a few demands, which are reinvestigation of the case, improving survivor support system. They also have the urgent need for independent oversight. Those are some of the things they have in their demands, and have 11 demands all in place. Men have also joined the march in solidarity. Another male protester says that in the CWECWE case, nothing is being done. The suspects are holding the justice system hostage, and they are telling the government it is time to act. Gauteng Premier PANYAZA LESUFI has raised concerns about the ongoing taxi violence in the province, which has resulted in approximately 30 deaths since last month. His comments come after 3 men were fatally shot in Mofolo, Soweto on Wednesday. LESUFI was speaking at the opening of the 3-day police summit in Kempton Park, Ekurhuleni, where he called on to the presidency to intervene and support law enforcement efforts. He highlighted that they cannot allow taxi associations and bosses to do as they wish in our province. Yesterday alone, 3 people were gunned down, bringing it to 30 people who were killed in the last month alone in Gauteng province. This is enough, President. We need to demonstrate to them who the boss of this country is. The law enforcement are the bosses and only need firepower to tackle this matter, highlighted LESUFI. Police are investigating 3 separate murder cases following the latest shooting in Soweto. The Gauteng Legislature's Portfolio Committee on Community Safety has requested Provincial Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Tomin Tombeni to provide a detailed update on investigations into taxi-related killings across the province. This follows reports that 11 taxi operators were gunned down in Katlehong during March, with the latest incident involving 3 officials from the Soweto-based WATA Taxi Association. Committee Chairperson Bandile Masuku says that the provincial government should also prioritize interventions that address the root cause of conflicts, including engaging all stakeholders in the taxi industry to find a lasting solution. The committee further calls on the Department of Road and Transport to mediate urgently between taxi rival associations, ensuring that disputes over routes are resolved peacefully and within the framework of the law. The Standerton Magistrate Court in Mpumalanga has postponed the case against 6 Mozambique nationals accused of manufacturing and dealing in illicit drugs. The matter has been adjourned until Friday to verify the age of one of the accused and to secure the services of an interpreter. The subjects were arrested at a warehouse and a farm in the area. Police seized chemicals and machinery with an estimated value of 20 million rand, believed to be used in the production of illegal substances. State Prosecutor Mahlatsi Makopo tells the court that the state will oppose bail. The accused have not been asked to plead and remain in custody. Rwanda on Monday commemorated the 1994 genocide that claims the life of at least 800,000 people, mostly from the Tutsi community who were massacred by the Hutu militia. This year's event is overshadowed by the ongoing crisis in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, where the Rwanda-backed M23 militia has gone on a rampage against the authorities, seizing 2 major towns of Bukavu and Goma. Locally known as Kwibuka, meaning Remembrance Day in Kenya, Rwanda, this year's event marked the 100th anniversary since the Eastern African country began commemorating the day in 1994. On April 7, 1994, a day after the presidents of Rwanda and Burundi died in a missile attack on their aircraft, the moderate Hutu Prime Minister of Rwanda, Agathe Uwilingiyimana, and her husband were killed by the Rwandan soldiers. In the 100 days that followed, Hutu extremists slaughtered hundreds and thousands of military Tutsi and Hutu moderates. In a recap of our top stories, gender-based violence expert warns of illegal gaps allowing rapists to evade justice. Residents in Soweto marched for justice. Gauteng taxi violence claims lives of 30. That's it from me and the Pan-African Express news desk. Until next time.